You know how it is with sa.neter Studios, come on.
sa.neter Studios. sa.neter Studios. Look, open your third eye and download this. sa.neter Studios on. Now we gotta get it. On the couch alive on 125th, but we worldwide. Entertainer with scholarship, black power conglomerate. That's how we pay homage and show love to the ancestors. Original man blessed it, so you can't test it. It's more than hood politics. sa.neter Studios will help you wake up your mind again. Know you got time to spend, been watching BS, so tune in to the best. Hardest working, don't need rest. Just trying to be next, push the revolution, push this information, help you with the solutions. The new millennium's Gil Noble is still rolling, and won't stop until the pineal glands are frozen. And know that this ain't his story, it's ours, but they'll know it when they hear peace and black power. sa.neter Studios. sa.neter Studios. sa.neter Studios. sa.neter Studios.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody already know what it is. Peace and black power. What the day is, Herman? The day is Monday the what?
I believe it's the 28th.
Monday the 28th. The time is 7 minutes to 12. Monday the 28th, 2025. We're going to talk, man. We're going to have a nice little conversation. And I want to see where my brother mine is at right now. First of all, talk to us. Let us know what you've been up to, what you got going on, brother.
Peace and Pan-Africanism as I open and greet the many brothers and sisters that come to this platform for information, insight, and just to be in some way inspired. I hope. I always want to be contributed towards something that inspires us, move us in a direction that improves our life, our conditions. So in that vein, again, we are together. Now this is the kind of stuff that puts you on the map. This is real boots on the ground, when you had your tripod and you come out into the community so that the many people from different parts of the world can see what Sugar Hill look like.
What is your reaction on the Diddy trial outcome?
Okay. I love when I get the surprise questions definitely from the main subject. It was a split decision, heavily in his favor. The charges that would put him away from 15 to life, there was a minimum 15, so he beat those, and they haven't had the final sentence. For him, it's a blessing in that he doesn't have to spend his time behind bars, but is that justice based on the crimes if guilty? So yeah, that's about as much as I can say about that.
Do you think that the revelation of the freak-offs affected the hip-hop movement negatively?
I would hope it. When I say hope it woke enough of them up. But don't forget, Diddy was in the highest echelon of that. There's some folks that didn't even get invites to that party. So we can't just throw them all in there. But he was a higher echelon, and those folks, this was what they chose to use, that power and that influence to draw people into this kind of element. A corruption cabal. Of course it is, man. Come on now. If that's not evident to anyone who does a basic examination, if there was any industry that would be Babylon, if it ain't the music industry, maybe Hollywood is a close second, or maybe they battling for number one. But that industry, has had Luciferian energy. Overtly, covertly. I remember, I was in junior high school. I had a friend, he was just heavy, man. He was into metal music then. Now this is, South Bronx, New York. But he said, Herman, there's this record, you play it backwards, and it's a chant. I think it's a chant to Satan, or it's I love. And I'm like, one who would play a record backwards, but it was on some subliminal stuff. But this is like a teenager. So the point being, it was that kind of knowledge about the music industry. If they was doing that back then, can you imagine what they weaving into people's subconscious?
Right.
So yes, that's it's a wicked energy on that.
How do we see the red flags when it comes to predators in the business, the ones who want to exploit ambitious yet naive dreamers?
How do we spot them, man? I mean, and let's not act like this situation or this interaction is not as old as time, man. Men with power, and that's in religion, in business, that's been a play for a minute. And some women have worked that to their advantage when because women, the average woman, they're smarter than the average man. Sorry if the manosphere gets me whatever, but that's just the basic. Women have to be more tactical. They have to be more observant. Their skill set, especially if they think about entertaining a gentleman that they might have to have a child with, so their assessment abilities and their intuitiveness. I mean, for me, that would be my perspective. Did that give a little bit of an answer?
Yes. I want you to go in on this one here. I want to see where you at. Do you think marijuana use help us or hurt us? And what I mean by that is, do you think it slows us down from being aggressive towards our goals or trying to build stuff, stuff like that? Marijuana, the marijuana use, does it help us or hurt us?
Now, us, okay, that's a broad group, and use. So don't forget, young folks utilize cannabis. Folks in their 90s utilize cannabis. So to us is a wide range. Men, women, and cannabis is very infusive. Or I've found it that it infuses in many instances to what your personality already is. But it might blossom a bit. Harmful now, if that's all you do, or if you're not even at a place in your life where you can even consider a recreational cannabis, because that's along the line of mental health, if you're not abusing it. But we can abuse anything. So again, the use. Are you using it in a way where you're deflecting from what you need to do? You need to be in a fantasy. Some people wake up in the morning looking for that, and you start your day, you end your day, and all throughout the day. I mean, so come on. So at that point, it's excessive. But if you meditate after, or after a workout, if you enter it from a place of I'm coming to get answers, and if it's yours, it's this commercial smoke shop. No, are you growing it? Back to the earth.
It sounds like you smoke marijuana.
I have.
I see it on your shirt.
Yeah, that's why I'm cannabis. Yeah, but again, do you grow it? Is it something from saving stuff? This is all stuff. Dr. Washington Carver. Did you caress those leaves? Did you say a prayer over that soil? So, and then again, smoking, I don't care what anybody says. And I might not be fully in line with Dr. Sagan on that one. The lungs are not designed to inhale smoke. That might be one of the most efficient way to get THC in and get you going as far as expense and but smoke beyond aromatherapy, and that's being filtered through the nose first. Smoke was never supposed to directly go into your lungs. So if that's your main way of consumption, a tea might not give you what you're used to right now, but a more disciplined approach might be better for some. But yeah, it's like most things in life, Brother sa.neter. You get out of it what you bring to it. You bring discipline, it'll discipline you. You bring disorder, it'll give you a good time in a disorderly way.
Do you think the hip-hop industry promotes the use of drug use?
I would have to say, yeah. It's still one of the main drugs that we've done left off. Alcohol, man. And just look how they was pushing that. They was infusing rappers with their product line. So you couldn't even separate the two. Cristal, the bottles. I mean, that's in all the videos. That's not accidental, man. So yeah, I mean, the other stuff, but look at the one that, you know, that one's legal. And you know how many cases of that stuff? Especially because our men, supposed alpha males, are saying this is what you got to do. You get the ladies, you got to have the bottles, and you got to be making it rain. This is what we push it to our men. That's what a baller looks like. A baller ain't somebody that's holding the community down, keeping them safe and secure. You know, the ballers, you know, like we were speaking about earlier, a young man that, you know, I'm hoping to have a chance to speak with, so I didn't want to put anything on camera yet, but he seems to be leaning towards a material kind of deal with the jewelry, you know, and with the, you know, you got to see my rocks. And I got $100,000 on my neck. I need $100,000 piece of jewelry for me to feel like someone. And I heard our brother, forgot when he said something. It's, oh man, this is I'm a king. I'm adorning myself like Tut. That okay, you know, come on, brother. There's conditions we living in right now. But that's an individual. Can't tell another man how he wants to adorn himself. But you're an icon for other young men. So now you're going to put them on the road. They ain't going to be able to get that. Some of them not in their lifetime. Why make that the goal? Take us to your land. How many acres you own? How many black people you come by your shop? No, but we too much. And who's making that jewelry, man? They up there taking their acceptance speech. I want to shout out my jeweler. You know how foolish we look to the rest of the world? Them diamonds out of South Africa. Black men's backs still being broken by De Beers. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. So yeah, anyway, again, did I answer the question? So yes. You know, I know we coming together, but
yeah, you did good. Talk to me about, I want to hear your perspective on voting. Do you think voting, yes, let's talk about voting. Do you think voting can help us? Two-part question. Did you vote for Trump? And if not, do you regret not voting for Trump? Or what do you think? What is your perspective on that?
All right, now, sa.neter, you got to give me, let me...
Go in.
Yeah, because this one is deep, man. And I'm still trying to understand the psychological... How did I get that done? But you know what? On another level, I know how I got that done. Check this out, sa.neter. And first, I'm going to tell you right off, I ain't going to make a cliffhanger. I'm going to tell you who I voted for right off the top. But that ain't a big deal. Why I voted for them. That's going to be like, what? But first, let me say how well you know me. And be honest, sa.neter, how well you know me. Who do you think I voted for? Really, seriously.
Independent.
Okay, that's a pretty good guess. That's a pretty good guess. But no, it's not actually. I wish, but I didn't have that option. Now,
you voted for Kamala Harris?
Yeah. I did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You ain't got to tell me, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
But now I got to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Man, Kamala Harris, come on. I'm voting for Kamala. Check this out, man. And you know me, and I'm, you know, in the building I live in, you see, there's a lot of political heads. So I'm constantly, I could have given you 10, 15 solid reasons why we don't need to be messing with no Kamala Harris. And that was my position up until leaving the building. A little bit slow. Gracias. A little slow. I was on the way out of the building that morning. It was about 7:30, you know, with the family, the wife, my daughter, on the way, her to school, wife to work, and on the way out the building. So who do I encounter? I'm on the way out the building, dashing. Who's coming back in the building? My neighbor. Her name is Ms. Gaither. Now check this, sa.neter. She's 93 years old. I was on the way out the building, must have been 7:15-ish. She's on her way back in. Her accessory ride is positioning her walker. And she's coming out. And so, you know, I always, you know, greet. I'm always nice. I said, Ms. Gates, how are you? She stopped a moment and looked up. And so now she's always just, but she, you know, like summoned me with her actions. So I came over, I thought she was going to say, hey, have a good day. How's the little one? What did she ask me? She said, did you vote yet? And that's what she said. Did you, looking at me, did you vote yet? Then she said, you know how important it is 93-year-old woman, man. And I know who she voted for. I know she voted for. And you know what I said to her? Now, you know me, oh, well, you know, Harris, none of that. No, I said, not yet, ma'am, but I'll get it done. Discussion over. You know why? Why? See, that's what you give elders, man. And that's why I get on you sometimes, sa.neter. That elder position, because elders shut all of your stuff down, man. Elders sit you down. You don't got nothing to say. I don't want to hear what you think. This is what you're going to do. When you really give an elder that respect. But, oh, that's my elder, then they tell you something, and you keep doing the same stuff. Then no, I knew what that elder wanted. This her life, everything she's lived, whether I agree with it or not. She been in North Square, she in her 9th decade, and I knew what she wanted. So that's all. And I was saying, like, how the H I'm gonna explain this? But the other option, I would have not voted. I wasn't gonna vote for no blanking Trump. But my gut, how can I vote for Harris? But I did it. But I did it in honoring something for me that was bigger than that. She done given everything for me to be here to even be talking about it. You're still here asking that of me? I can give it to you. That's what you give an elder. So that's why. Did it agree with my political data? Not at all, man. The Democrats at all. But they just as corrupt as the Republicans. You know, this is a kleptocracy. Government by thieves, man. And they still steal, because it's collapsing. This thing is coming down. And I know that's hard for a lot of you to say, but the mighty white man system is getting ready to tumble. And these things are never pretty, man. It's never pretty. It's usually civil unrest before that. Some of this stuff was even staged that's going on. Their distraction game is off the top. Now, Trump is now supposedly trying to get Obama locked up for treason.
The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 of the election. They tried to rig the election. We found this isn't like evidence this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was seditious, that Obama was trying to lead a coup.
But he's actually got his Justice Department, his system saying Obama knew. Now, even I'm listening to it, they almost sound like he initiated this Russia thing. And even from that's not how that happens. We can go back to the Cuban Missile Crisis. These intelligence agencies been out of control from the get-go. If something like this was cooked up, they brought it to Obama, said, we need your signature. So it wasn't anything he would cook up, and he probably might not. Now, Kennedy, he gave him blowback. No, I ain't giving you no air cover, no Bay of Pigs. I'm not with that. They try to hem him up. And that's what got him murked, in my humble opinion. So no, they bring stuff to him. Why would he have to cook that up?
So it's supposed to be more about
doing their bidding.
Trump and the Obama. So
yeah. So and the big thing is Obama, because that's the norm. An ex-president, just like Bush, they fade back in the woodwork, and that's kind of the professional courtesy. I'm not going to step on your toes. I ain't going to while you're in office. But Obama came back at him and called it for what it is. It's kind of ridiculous and it's blatant. But yeah, I can't. His thing was like, again, you're showing us your true colors, and this is preposterous, and the people see, and this is a distraction from the list. So he connected those dots. Now, I think that simmered down, but I think because the process is someone has to initiate that there's enough evidence that this person should be investigated. So he's not like no one's going to his house, but for that process to happen, that agency has had to have determined there's enough evidence for this to go forward. So, yeah, but let's see where this goes. Look at all these impeachments, man. They impeached Trump twice. They impeached Clinton, I think, twice. So these are the levers of government turning on by the different groups that have that power. Because these politicians don't run this country.
What do you think about the ICE situation, and especially the Latinos who voted for Trump now being deported?
It's the situation with ICE. It is disturbing, but I'm looking at the impact in our expression of it. And I've heard the range. I've heard brothers and sisters, and I'm listening online. There's a contingent of, yo, take them all. Yo, they taking our jobs. They blah blah blah. Like, dang, it's how we get to the day and the die and like now whatever. We take on the language, man, of this oppressive system like that. But that's how it has always stayed afloat. We different times the boogeyman. The Irish, the Italian. Remember Irish one time right here? It was considered white Nagas. Irish. Dr. John Henry Clark wrote on how they became honorary white. Right here. So their class combating, that has always been here. So ICE is that playing itself out. There's folks, foundational Black Americans, or folks from here, born here, it's like, yo, y'all do you. And then, like you said, some did vote. They drank the Kool-Aid. But then, there's white Latinos. I always go back to the situation with Haiti and Dominican Republic, man. This is a centuries-old dynamic. And that was the Spanish, the French. Finance this one to fight that one. Divide them up, and we rule. Still, they speak in Spanish, not Spaniard, European, and the other side, French, European. That they put them under this crippling debt they have to pay back. So it's it's all connected. So ICE, it's feeding into those. I think it's a version of self-hate, because if you let a boat ride away, your great-great-grandfather got dropped off over there, and his brother got brought to the States, and now your blood and all that, he spoke this and he speaks that. For that to be what you now have no further connection with each other. But that's how this system works. It convinces you that that's less important than this artificial status I give you in my world. And in my world, you have a class system. It's a pecking system. As long as you got somebody under you, you're doing okay. And like you said in one of our bills we had before, the Black, in most of these social settings, because of European infusion of the race, white, Black, and how those are moved as almost chess pieces against each other. And you take one of those sides.
Okay, family. I know y'all probably saying, oh, they moving around. That's because it's an interview and we asking questions. So, yes, we're going to be moving around. I want to get my brother Herman perspective on certain topics and see where he's at with it. Now, I want to go talk about FBA. Do you think the FBA, Foundational Black Americans, do you think that right there is just another movement to separate us, to stop us from coming together as a people?
I believe, and this is how I want to address it. I want to address the movement, because the movement, it's ambiguous. It's the movement. But there are people in there. There's people in the movement. So the movement of FBA. And what that stands for, Foundational Black American. And that has to go kind of back to Tariq, because Tariq is interesting. Sometimes he distances, oh no, I'm not. And other times he's fully embracing it. But what that stands for,
you think he created a monster that he's not ready for?
Did he create it? He created, just like the term Black Power,
right,
things that come into the culture that we snatch and embrace.
He didn't know it would get this big.
Or I don't know, this brother on the road, he probably wanted it to do exactly what it's now. That horse is out of the thing, but it traces back to him, just like the Honorable Marcus Massaro Garvey. Did he know where red, black, and green was going to go decades, a century later? No, but if you lock it down, they're going to have to, and it's just like you right now. Conscious community is going to trace back. So it can be a divisive tool depending upon how you represent it. Now, for what it stands for, because I fully qualify on both ends, and I've said this over and over. Both sides of my family, 3-4 generations go back to South Carolina. And South Carolina, man, that's ground zero for American terrorism and oppression of black people. So fundamental lineage, yeah, I would check all those boxes. But I understand the bigger picture though. And that's why I'm prepared to stand down for the time being. Because a lot of those brothers and sisters that are, FBA hardcore, for a lot of them, this is their very first time experiencing a deep love for blackness and expressing that passion. So they they in it. So I'm not even gonna go at that. I'm gonna stand down for now. But I'm hoping after a level of jubilation, okay, and self-aggrandizement. Okay, we did this, we did that, we bought this how we cook, we rap, okay, yeah, we got all of that. But guess what? We was a global people one time, and we was a global power. So is that going to be an interest again? Because that's where I moved from. And to be a global people, there are other brothers and sisters directly related to us in blood that might have come up on their sojourn on a different island or right on our motherland. That's motherland. That was the origin. But guess what, sa.neter? Some of us was here very early, thousands of years. So I don't discount brothers and say, I'm native to this land. I get that too. Some of the Moors will show you paperwork, how they can legally. So I get all of that. But my point is we were a global people. We only will become that again by embracing each other. And the FBA edge, man, the edge to brothers and sisters from the island, from the edge, they're very insulting, some of them. Tethers. Why would you insult your brother? Well, they don't ever, Okay, then that's your personal thing. Let's work through that. That's a family issue. Don't make this stuff public so our enemies can stoke that peace. But man, how you doing? All right. So no, don't make that. If that's a family, that's just like Dominican Republic and Haiti. That's a family discussion. By coming into some money, why isn't there bridges running food and supplies all along there? Mm-hmm. That should be automatic, almost like the Gaza situation, surrounded by Muslims, and they letting other Muslims starve to death. That's for that religion stuff, man. You my religious
That's
brother?
That's a sad situation,
I'm
man.
going to stand down because this devil is telling me to.
Yeah.
When your brother in Allah, his women are being bombed. So they can't tell me nothing, man. Can't tell me nothing about that. But again, we have our version. So if they're not toxic with their FBA, cool. But okay, guys, we got to get this is a global family.
So now this is going to probably hit you. You probably don't know this. Some Africans are calling for the boycott of Black American businesses, and there is tension between FBA and Black immigrants. Did you know about this?
I've heard. Even there was something else that triggered that sooner. But let me address. I've heard about that. Now, okay, this is what people forget. People forget this, and maybe in the fog of confusion or whatever, we got mixed up, or not. I don't want to say mixed up, and I don't want to be. But we have brothers and sisters on the continent, Africans born there, that can be misled too. So you think just because you're here, you think we only got our homegrown bunch of folk? No, we got them here, and if they get together,
the ones that's trying to boycott are the ones that's here.
Okay, there's a pocket of them here. So, but okay, now the point. Now, what I was going to get to before that, did you hear about the Essence blow up?
No.
Essence from okay, that's
but I'm telling you, that's right there. The Africans are about to embark on a real war for real
now,
with the African Americans.
Look what you just said, the Africans.
All right, let me phrase that.
See, but that's you're right. Habit.
You're right. But let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it.
Before you rephrase it, but if you didn't, see, that's what you do subconsciously.
But I'm glad you caught me. That's what we need to do.
You on subconsciously.
Right. But listen, I'm glad you corrected it.
So y'all see it?
So now I can correct it on camera. See, that's good.
Cool. All right.
So I'm going to say the continental Africans.
I don't even know how to say it that way.
No, you got to say it because that way
not all of them either.
Hold on, brother.
Okay, you're right.
That way it shows who I'm talking about. So if I say the Africans who? African Americans?
Right,
Who?
but
so
then-
I'm saying the continental Africans.
Which is multiple nations, so even
Yes,
that is
yes.
a big group. That's what I'm saying. So why did they say a select, a number? Keep it like, and that's accurate. You don't know what a number of Africans are saying. That the Africans are
Yeah,
saying.
because it's not all of them. Because I go on the 135th on June,
Right.
and they love me over there.
But the thing is, we can choose our words to reflect that.
Right,
You know,
right.
some Africans have said, just keep it general. But when you the Africans, that's doing that.
I
That's what
agree with
leads
you.
to. That
I
leads
agree.
to them boycotting. Like now all of a sudden we these boycotters that can shut each other down. We can't shut this beast down when we want to. But they're boycott. Okay, then let's.
I agree. I agree with you.
One of these agencies, isn't this a stew that they would love to kick when General Traore is taking back his land? Man, they're giving away houses. This brother's doing just what Gaddafi was on, but Gaddafi was an Arab nationalist. He was doing great for the continent. But Dr. Ban made that clear. They got to have these things in mind. Dr. John Henry Clark said, we have no friends. So you don't forget that. So he had something in mind too. They wanted land. So anyway, but you can't discount how he was making Africa rise. And now we got a brother doing this. And then they plotting on him, but he's moving in a way. Pan-Africanism, I came up in it, man. I've never seen this kind of drumbeat for Pan-African in my lifetime. I was on the tail end. Remember the Congo? They killed Patrice Lumumba. He was a shining star, man. And so there was a lot during my father's time. So now my daughter is coming. She's going as a child into the time period. That's why, again, with Dr. Umar Johnson being one of the most prominent faces of Pan-Africanism. That's why his personal
Are you a
challenges.
Pan-Africanist?
Of course. Born a Pan-Africanist. It is the most intelligent ideology for people to return to the highest state of existence.
So how come the Africans are not Pan-Africanists?
Now again, we're back on the Africans.
Our continental Africans.
Okay, again, does that you act like that narrows it down? A continent, man. So again, we're back in that box. The Africans, man, no, some Africans do. Some regions may. Remember, Arabs had a major. Some Islamic Africans. Africans are divided. They're not monolithic. So, but we can move in a monolithic fashion because we got the same adversaries, man. From hundreds of the same person, inflicting the same kind of treachery. And they finally got France on the run. Come on now. We at a place where we are turning the tables collectively. So real quick, you don't think an agency wants to disrupt that?
Yes.
Us looking to love each other again?
Yes.
No, FBA, to the thing,
Right.
Heather, boom. You're going to want to keep it instead of this.
Right.
So I'm on this. So, but again, I don't want to dampen that fire. Remember, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. That was like something insane. But it was like, it hit people. It was a record, it was cultural, but it said something in a way about one of our most popular artists at that time that resonated, man. Remember the 60s when it was burning and breaking everything down? Chinese restaurants go through Harlem, what they had in their window.
So do you support FBA and what is now taking place on the boycott of Americans?
I support FBA because they are me, I am them. I think it's being hijacked and it's becoming divisive and toxic in elements of it. But and they will have to kick me out because I'm not going nowhere. Yeah, I will wear it, but I'm an FBA that understands that there are elements to this that are trying to turn us on each other. And anybody on the FBA that's kicking it like that, let's talk. If you on some, it's time for us to delineate, and they gotta, and us, and if, and you know, the comment section is crazy. One of them, this brother said, we got our own names. That's why. And like this brother didn't know, where these names come from? Washington, Smith, Johnson. It's like he didn't know that. Say our names. it's just crazy. But again, you pulling in. But again, I won't use that phrase to judge all of them. Just like I said to you, all Africans, all FBAs ain't one way. So that's why I'm separating you, letting you know which ones I got the issue. But all of them, yes, it's a beautiful thing to see. Let's just move it in a direction that's healthy and collective for us getting back to world power.
Right.
That's
Let me
my
ask you this, man. Do you consider yourself to be an atheist?
No, definitely not.
So you believe in God?
No, that's interesting. Do I believe in God? Because it's like with Africans, with God. I mean, what's God? Look at that term. This is what I do believe in. This is what I do believe in. There's a force. The force is with you. No. There is a force that is the highest, the purest, the most high, the most. And that has obviously a spiritual significance. That's the ultimate. And I do believe now, I don't put any of man's dogma, theological, I don't put none of that. Even though there's beautiful messages woven in all that, in the Bible, in the Quran, there's wonderful stories and metaphors and messages. But then there's other stuff where now you can murk people because of different parts of this or how they don't fit with that part of that. But yeah, no, definitely, man. Yeah, I believe there is a Most High. And I think it is omnipotent and omnipotent. And it's there.
So you believe that there is a Most High?
Yes.
What is a Most High, brother? What is it?
Interesting enough. Now, this is what they say, and I'll be the last one to be pulling people down rabbit holes. And this is the thing, it's hard for men to accept. And it's even hard for me to accept, but I can't. It's something that's undescribable. Now, that's right off the top, like, oh yeah, no, that's how you hide information, But see, we think we know. If we don't know it, especially, the European, these last 500 years, logic, and even science, we gave the world science. But don't think science can't be corrupted. We forget about polarity. It's good and bad. Good and evil, hot and cold, it's degrees. So yeah, we gave them science, but they flipped it. Crack, science. Some of these other things, I don't want to get you mad, but the epidemic we just came out of, science.
But you contradict yourself. Okay. Because to believe in God or a higher power that you would say, you going right back into the slave days. That's not what your ancestors was about. They didn't believe in a God that existed outside of themselves.
Okay, I'm not saying that one does. Did I say it was outside of myself?
Yeah, you said you believe in the higher power, and I said, what is it?
I would say power source. I was vague because, again, it's undescribable, but the highest, the most high. I believe that's how I feel.
You don't think that you are the Most High?
I think that obviously the Most High works through me, but am I the Most? I am.
How do the Most High works through you?
That breath I just took, that thought I just had, my very existence.
But that's the spirit.
Again, the terms. See, again, something I can't explain. You have a word that fits better. Me, I'm Most High. Oh, that's God. Oh, that's Jehovah. No, that's Yahweh Shah. And okay, everybody got their name.
You do know all these terms come from man. Right. All of this stuff comes from man.
Religion comes from man. Yes, I do.
Yes.
And I totally accept that.
When you think about Jesus and you read the story of Jesus or you hear people talking about, having conversations about how bad Jesus was, do that sometimes make you think about Superman? Because when I hear about Jesus like that, I'm saying, wow. And then you look at these Superman movies and you be like, yo, that's Jesus. Jesus is Superman. Because everything Jesus can do, Superman can do. He can walk on water. He can blow fire out of his mouth. He can look through walls. He bring people back to life. Didn't Superman bring his mother back to life, brother? Lois Lane? Didn't Superman bring Lois Lane back to life?
Flying around the world.
Yes, the reverse. See?
It's like amazing how we both remember that,
Think about this, brother.
Deep.
That's why I said, when you look at Jesus, how you know that they didn't get the story from these things? They get the story from Jesus, and then they make the movie about Superman.
Right, yeah, of course, man, yeah. I mean, the books, the 16 Christ, of course, son, this is
16 crucified saviors.
Well, that's another word, but this is an old story.
By Kersey Grave.
Yeah, old story. Yeah, that they remixed, but they ain't gonna tell you remix. Why? Because this has to be the one. And even some stuff, he came 1,000 years ago to fool you. That's right, no. So you can write almost, and so that's what I'm saying. That part of it, I'm not even, what did I say right at the outset? All this stuff that man attaches to that Most High, to that force. I don't got a word. So any word I say, you're gonna be able to, oh, blah, blah, that's you said Most High, blah, blah. It's you know what it is? It's an intuitive knowing that it's there, even though there's a part of me that can't comprehend it. But I see it in action, and guess what, son? That I see it in people, man. Mm-hmm. I see people do. That's why I'm very observant. Anywhere I go, I'm observing. And just seeing, and I see acts of kindness. I like to see what people do when nobody's watching. Right. And I just see some beautiful stuff. And I know that's the Most High working through them in that moment. And it don't got to be always something big and miraculous. And we can start to identify the Most High in the people around us.
So when you say the Most High, I take it that you also believe in the devil.
Again, those are caricatures. Polarity is good and evil, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to name that side of the polarity,
aren't you the God and the devil?
Yes,
that the Bible talks about.
In my opinion, I'm not going to try to quote the Bible. To me, yeah, of course.
When you look at the nation of gods and earth, they always take on the term of God. I'm God, and I say to myself now, do more research. You are not only God, you are also the devil. It's up to you to chain that devil instinct down. So you can act out as the God or you can act out as the devil. When you're doing good things, you are being a God force on the planet. But when you're acting out and you want to go and molest a child and you raping children and you shooting up the party, that's the demon that's inside of you. So yes, you have the God characteristics and you also have the devil characteristics. Which one is going to play out in your life?
Exactly. And I think, is it Brother Nori? I think Brother Nori quotes it, yes, you're still a God, but you're a dead God. Because I remember he had dropped it like that. Yes, because of your vibrational
level.
Nori
heard me. He heard me.
Okay, he must have got it from you then. But again, he was saying, hey, yeah, are you not a God? No, still a God, but a dead God.
But they don't say the devil, though.
No,
see,
no.
Well, don't want to be the devil.
I have not heard that. Right.
I'm the first one that's telling you this.
Okay, well, again,
that God and devil exists within you. So you have a higher self and you have a lower self.
Yes.
Which one is going to play out?
Right. And I've heard it say, I saw this mime, there were two wolves. It was a black wolf and a white wolf, and they was locked in a battle, and it was like an elder and like a child. And I think one of the wolves is hate, and I think the other wolf was love. And
I bet you the black one was the hate, and the white one was the love.
I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember in that. But the child said to the elder, elder, which one of those wolves are going to win? And the elder looked and said, the one that's fed the most. So that's deep. You give into hate. You let hateful thoughts. That was you give into love. You give into an opportunity. You know what? That part grows. And look at the things you start to do with that side. So it's just which one you're gonna feed your energy into.
What is your take on Epstein and Trump?
Oh, I mean, they were homies. They were running together.
Do you think the reason why the tapes won't come out is because Trump is doing everything in his power to make sure they don't come out? Because Trump is on the tape.
Of course, yeah, he's on the tape. He's on lots of, and he's not on there in a flattering way. But not just him. It's a lot of people on there, man. Even from the flight logs. Again, the flight log alone, because he took his jets to other places, so you can be on the log. They went to Vegas. So you got your private jet. You ain't only going to the line, so you can be on the log depending upon how it's grouped. And that day could have went to Ireland, then a week later he could went. You don't know. So the point being, that in itself is not a condemnation. But if the volume and the time frame and all that stuff lines up to the island was a place you was going all the time, what else you was doing on the island? I don't even know if you had a golf course on there. Maybe there's a golf course. You can even say you got to have a reason for going there. And the main reason for people going there was for sexual activity. With mine is not. You know what? Some of these other guerrilla journalists, they're saying those ages go down to like 10, man, in single digits. But corporate-owned media, it's like they're only willing to co-sign 14. So 14 is, I think 13 might have, 14 is like the number, which is horrendous enough. But 10, 9, man, so come on. These are pedophiles. And these are heads of governments.
Yep.
You know, I think the president of Harvard was down there. That famous attorney, you know, I should know his name and see his face. The A-list of some of the movers and shakers in this society. But Hamzy, I don't want to say the brother's name wrong. The brother that's just shaking up the mayoral race.
Cuomo, not Cuomo.
No. Hamzdani. Oh boy, I shouldn't have messed.
Yeah, it's all right if you.
Anyway, my apologies for a mess. But you know what he said? He said any government that would collapse based on the releasing of this list is a government that doesn't need to stand. It was like, yo, that was like some hardcore bar. Because that's the other reason.
It's flipped down.
That's the other reason. Yeah. Some of these talking heads have been on these shows saying, you know, this is just very disruptive. There are individuals who just because, just like the argument I made a little, and that's partly where I got it. Yeah, you can be on a log, but it doesn't mean you're dealing with the island. You might not know anything. You might have homies around the block. You might give a pound to. You don't know what that person's personal life could be. But y'all could have been in the same space, or, you know, and I've done, you know, I come up, I see somebody, you know, waiting on the bus. I'm giving lifts because they going back to the same, to my building or to my block. So I don't know what, so, you was in that car, so I'm just saying, so there's some innocuous interactions that shouldn't be on that cloud. I kind of get that part. But for those that clear straight out the box, you can tell was over there doing that with him. What government, what society would want to protect those people? Now, you say what you want about the MAGA folks, but they on Trump's neck about that. I gotta respect them for that. You know, you ain't gonna give me a nothing burger. Remember they had the big press conference up on the Washington lawn, and it was giving out these packets. Here's Epstein's list, and no, part 1, and they opened it up. There was 90% of what was in there was already out. It was a bait and switch. Then I guess they thought they must have forgot their part of the script. Their part of the script was to go to the people and say, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, Trump didn't nothing. Trump just gave him gas money. He wasn't even near the whatever. But they said, nah, man, this ain't nothing. So the people are turning on him. His assistant FBI director, he's making waves. He say, nah, I'm not going to co-sign this. I'm not going to get in front of these people that I've been telling for years that this list will expose some of the most wickedness. And no, I'm not going to come from them and tell them now it's nothing. So I think there's a possibility. But I will say this for the record. It's never going to come out. Peace, my man. How you doing? It is never going to come out. Because the people, they are the movers and shakers. And they don't want to be any more embarrassed. They're already embarrassed by this. Nobody want to be associated with the story. So they don't want this to go any further. But the people are demanding otherwise. I'm going to see how this plays out, man. I'm watching. Trump is already blinking. Because he tried to do the Don Corleone gangster stuff. Hey, nothing to say here. You bunch of weaklings. I don't even want you to be with me anymore. Drop my flag. You ain't even MAGA. Y'all punks. You know, Trump was talking big smack, but they got in his grill. They say, you better show me. He changed his tune. I told Bondi to whatever is sufficiently able. No, he's talking, but now they ran. It's another bait and switch. They know the judge, one of their judges is going to say, oh, nope, can't do it. Oh, well, guys, I tried. This ain't going away. But let's see. I'm curious. I'm watching it.
So now I'm going to give you an opportunity to take your time. And let's talk about the Dr. Umar situation and what's going on with him. First of all, I want to first say that when Dr. Umar Johnson first came out, I believe that he was, to me, one of the top influential, powerful speakers there is, that knew his history, that knew who he is as a black man, but somehow got caught up into himself, into believing I don't need alliances. I'm King Kong consciousness. I don't need to help nobody or roll with nobody. Once I pushed him and made him bigger than who he is, he began to go out on his own, right? And he just said, I don't need nobody no more. I don't need you, sa.neter. And now look at how everybody is now coming at him for the stuff. He needs some. Watch when you see this next Captain Tazariak video that I'm going to put out later on today. And watch how Captain dealt with that situation. Right on point. Right on point, man. So how do you feel about the Umar situation that's going on right now?
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in hearing Brother Captain Tazariak's perspective. He always brings it. I mean, he's been off the walk sometimes. Remember the thing he said about what he said? Oh, we would, if a woman took him to court, he would take care of it financially, but he wouldn't sit down. So I didn't even
I wish I would have asked him that.
Man, because come at me and said, I'm going to leave this and I got to bounce.
Yeah.
And I never, so yeah, that brother is going to have to answer that. But I'm interested in hearing his perspective on Dr. Umar, because this is important. As men, we have to hold each other accountable in our circle. And if we don't have an element of that among us, if you're not moving among men that can't say to you, brother, come on, I got to have a talk with you, brother. Can you explain how this is determining? And when you asking that, you asking that as equal, because I think this is a thing that a lot of our brothers get defensive about. As we check each other and as we check on each other. That check is an interesting word. Because who did you say we were just speaking about? You said I called to check on him. Oh, yeah, Professor Small. You said I checked on. Yo, that's a man. What you got to check on a man? So, yeah, we need to check on each other, man. How our health is doing. How we feeling. How you moving. You need anything? Okay, if you do, hit me. Or, yo, I'm running by Costco. You got enough protein? You got enough, check on each other. Especially, some of these brothers are single and they older. So, they might not be as mobile. So anyway, checking on each other and checking each other. If it comes to our attention that a brother that we call our brother is moving around in a way that is dishonorable, or even not even dishonest, not even go to honor yet, that's self-destructive. He's hurting himself. And guess what? You love him, so you don't want him to hurt himself. But he might not be able to see it for whatever reason. Then we can have some designer blinders on, Jack, that will filter what we don't want to see. But everybody else might see it. And if somebody loves you, they'll say, yo, brother, come over here. Let's sit and talk. You know what? Let's go have a bite. We haven't had a chance to build in a while. And face to face. So
let's get back to Umar.
Yeah.
I know you're scared to talk.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Again, you're right. The original question was,
what is your perspective on Umar Johnson?
So it was general.
What's going on?
It was general.
Now he's talking about he's been locked out of his bank account.
That part.
He talked about a woman having that fishy stink.
That part I heard.
All of this stuff is just crazy, man.
That part I heard.
What is your take on it?
I have not had a chance to sit down with that brother yet. I had a brief contact with him, when his stuff was. Haven't been. You can't. And he don't talk on the phone. I didn't even stop trying to call. And even the text is not getting back now. So, but I know the pressure has got to be on him, man. 20, 30 people. You go on. He got 30 people, man. You the topic, and not in a flattering way. And this is Leo season. We're getting ready into Lionsgate, August 8th. Just like the timing of that, you might have to get Brother King Simon or Brother Lloyd Strayhorn on here to do this brother's chart, man. Look at what's exploding around him right now with his daughter. Oh my goodness. But what's interesting, again, this is how I try to look at things from feminine energy, his feminine energy. When I say his, it's what he's surrounded by. The three most important women in any man's life. The three most important women in any man's life. The woman that birthed you, the woman you are going to make. And I say woman, some men have multiple in that category, but if that woman that you are going to mate with and be your life partner, and the woman you birth, a daughter, those three, the one that brought you here, The one that keeps you here, the one you here with, and the one you leaving for the world. And that brother got attacked on all three. He got personal information now about his mother being out and people using for comedy skits and this. And then he got on this level, whatever you say, this woman was close enough to him. She says it was a relationship. So again, the mother is harmed. His relationship, now look at the stuff this woman's saying. Whether rightful, wrongful, put the judgment out, you drew a woman into your life right now that is saying the most vile and hurtful things to you. And now you see what your daughter's doing. So the three most important female relationships you ever have in your life are all imploding. Two are imploding. One, his mother has no say in this, but her world is being imploded now because of the way you're dealing with the people you bring in. So that still came from your energy. So him to not see this now and not realize he has to do a very serious self-reflection. And maybe even, my first thing, if I am given that privilege to have a face-to-face with her, the first half of the time is, brother, how are you? How you feeling? How you eating? The exercise program that we spoke about, okay, how much downtime you getting? How much sleep you getting, brother? Sometimes the latest stuff look like this brother's not even sleeping. So it's just, self-care. Get that out of the way. I'm a Pan-Africanist. He is one too. Very influential Pan-Africanist. Pan-Africanism is getting the most positive attention that it has gotten in decades. So this is a critical time right now. So after the personal stuff, you okay? Got a plan for that? Need me to fly in, get a few exercises? I can't fly in, but just say, brother, I check on your routine. What do I need to do to contribute to your wholeness in that part? I'm prepared to give him or provide what can help right his ship. Okay, we've criticized it. We got a clear picture. But now how do we correct it? Some don't want to correct it. The sister already said, I'm trying to bring him down. I want to destroy him. Again, take judgment out whether he deserves that, doesn't deserve, but that's her goal. So if you on that, then yeah. But if you're not trying to destroy him, and her language has changed, I don't want to even beat up on that sister a lot because her language has said, and she said, brother, I'll give you warning. I'll shut off my back. Just don't mess over you. And we've had women tell me, hey, brothers, have you had a woman that just said, don't mess over me, and you mess over her? So that ain't, so if that's truthful, so anyway, but now she on a woman scorn type. So she's literally the thing she's saying and just, but did he bring it on himself? Yes. And then his daughter, oh my goodness, his daughter. Last thing I saw, she was interfacing with a mental health professional. But how accurate is some of this stuff? I don't know if I can trust that source. So her care was now in the hands of, that was the last thing. I hope that's accurate. But he needs to be on hand for that. He needs to, if anything, shut everything. That's more important than the school. That's your daughter, man. So yeah, he got to get that right. But is there anybody around? You shouldn't have to tell him that. But is anybody around? Tell him that's gonna be after again the self-care stuff, brother. You good. What you gonna do with your daughter, man? Come on, brother. She deserves better. Please. And I get, he's right. He says she's smart, she's manipulative, she could be all that. She's still yours, and maybe she got some of that stuff from interesting place. Yeah, but why would you even go live and talk about her like that? Yeah, exactly. Why would you even do that? Yeah, so that part too. Yeah. And then this is what you do. You are a psychologist. You understand behavioral
But is he really a psychologist?
Oh, yeah, I totally believe so.
So what's going on with his psychic?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, there's something else. And I know when I do these little parts, is, hey, there you go defending Umar again. But let me say this part because who says this? Oh, Lennon, brother. Guess what? I reached out to Lennon. I reached out to that brother because he put it ended up being a red herring. He puts an invite out.
Is Lennon the dude that's always making videos on Umar?
He's a Dr. Umar expert up in this piece. But check this out. I reached out to him because he put on his thing. Oh, if you had a dealing with Dr. Umar Johnson, and if you want to come on my show and have at him, no, he say like, "Do you want to come on my show?" No, he says it in a general way.
I would like to interview.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish this. If you want to come on my show and say what your experience was, he doesn't even. I don't think he coded it like if he ripped you off. He didn't even tell what your experience was. Contact me, and he says his email so quick you got to play it back like 11 times. I said, finally I got it. So I wrote him. Peace, King. All right, and. So yeah, I said, brother, because I remember him when he first started getting on. Quick show, man. He was giving advice about mechanics, manhood, just legacy, integrity. Good. And I commented. So anyway, I reminded him of that, and I said, brother, you put an invite for people to go. I'd like to come on and share my experiences with Dr. Umar Johnson. But I said, I forgot I said something. So the brother got back to me. He's like, you no good. No. I said, brother, got back to me quick, like within an hour.
So you went on it?
No, very nice, professional, courteous. He said, peace. What did he say? Oh, brother, because I think in the subject, I said Herman. Then I think I put my something anyway. He said, oh, brother, I know of you. And I think I said, yo, brother, I'm 60. I don't play that. I said, so he said, so if you're 60, you have been peace. You've been around long enough. I've got to have you say to have. You should know better about what Dr. Umar Johnson is doing, and then the other part. But anyway, bottom line, he says, I consider you to be an Umar apologist. And I'm not interested in making my platform available.
But he's right though. Let
me finish it. To you or anyone else. He was just making it clear. Anybody that's trying to say anything about, he's not having a show. So yeah, he said, no, you're an apologist, And I said, but he kind of ended it courteously. He didn't come at me crazy. So anyway, so yeah, that, and I wrote him back. But yeah, so, and I forgot, we were talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, so no, I know which part of that question that I'm supposed to be answering, because,
Do you believe his latest video where he came out and talked about they put a freeze on his account and he just gave you a bunch of rambling explanation? I believe that he's scamming people again, and that's what he out here doing. He's scamming. So what do you think? You think you believe him or what?
Okay, well, let me first address what you said. You believe he's scamming people again?
Yes, he's putting on his scam. Again.
So you believe what he's been doing in the past is a scam?
Yeah, he scammed the people multiple times.
Oh, so
Polite is not the only one.
Okay, so just curious, just I want to dig into that a little. When did you identify him as a scammer? Like 5 years, 10 years? How long has he been scamming?
I identified him as a scammer when he came up with like damn near 3 reasons why the school have not opened up yet. And it's been over 10 years now?
It's been longer than 10 years.
It's been longer than 10 years.
Yeah, about 15, yeah.
So that's when I came to the conclusion that the brother's just scamming people.
Okay.
He's scamming. Now he's on the internet talking about he's trying to raise money through Apple Pay to take care of him and his mother. Brother, what are you doing?
Okay. All right, that part. Now, again, just wanted, because this is new. This is breaking news. I did not know you had that impression of him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you was a scam. The last time we spoke about it, you said, Herman, I don't want to say this. So maybe that was part of what you was holding back then. Mm-hmm. So I did not know that was and then you said, so scamming again. Now, your last question, do I believe him? Now, I mean, again, I'm reading. I'm learning about this too. I know for me, what I like when people present a case, when they give you an example that you can identify with. Now, how many people have not got an alert of some kind? Certain transaction, even sometimes it's fake stuff. They try to send you a link and we need your account number. Someone has gotten you've got fake stuff, but then the bank. Or some banks say, we will never text you. We will email you. And Dr. Umar Johnson said there was some of the correspondence via email. So for me, do I believe him? I believe him. Yeah, I'm no bank, expert. Could this be cooked up? I guess maybe. Do I believe him? He still has enough credibility to me.
Damn,
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
He has enough credibility.
And this is why I told Captain Tesoria, the other day, some of our people deserve to be scammed. Brothers like you, Herm, you deserve to be scammed. You deserve it because you've been around like the brother Lemon said. Lemon said, brother, If you are an Umar Johnson apologist, I don't need you to come on. Brother, you've been here long enough. You see what he's doing to the people. And you still giving him, opening up your doors to him. You deserve to be scammed. Brothers like you, that's what I meant to say. And that's what I mean when I say some of our people deserve to be scammed. You are one of those people, brother.
Now,
it's sad because you're a good dude. You're a very good brother. You know, you're a loving person and you always give people the benefit of the doubt. So what can someone do to really make you say, you know what? Nah, this brother is not right. This brother's scamming. What can somebody do to you that you can see that would make you say these things?
Okay. Now, first, let me address your thesis that I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And,
of course you don't.
Well, the thesis, because what you said was very interesting. And that even shows a bit of divide of how we look at our people. And I have a perspective of our people. But your thesis, and maybe you was being tongue-in-cheek a little, you said, maybe you meant this, because
I meant it. I really meant it.
You get kind of hardcore sometimes. And if you meant it, then you'll stand on it again. Then I'll go from there. So that's what I do. I'll start with this. First, let me make sure I got you right. You said, Brother Small, you aimed it at me, but you blanket with this. That's why some of our people deserved to get scammed. That's what you say, correct?
Yes.
And you stand on that, correct?
I stand on it.
Okay? No budget from that spot.
Nope.
Thank you. Now the thing you see, now the editing stuff, if y'all don't see this later, sa.neter was up there, Herman,
and the people I'm talking about deserve to be scammed?
Herman jammed me up.
The people I'm talking about that deserve to be scammed are brothers like you, that knows Umar, that knows his whole game, and still try to apologize for him. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So you kind of try to drill down a bit so people like me that know him.
Yeah, that been through this with him, that knows his whole move.
What? But I didn't have the same experience with him that you had. So been through what with him? That's what we get. When you add stuff, we got to...
Go ahead.
Give me clarity. You said been through stuff with him. What have I been through with him?
I'll call you back. I'm doing the interview.
Yeah, I mean, don't make your experience mine. The stuff you've been through. No,
when I say been
you
through,
can't go to me and go to people. Stick with me. The stuff you should have because what you've been through with him. What have I been through with him?
You've been through the history with him. You know the history.
I do know his history. I know the stuff that's happening.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I still believe in the man.
Even his father came out and told us.
Expect of his failing, yes.
Even his father told us that, yo, my son ain't right, y'all.
Oh yeah, I heard elements of that too. And okay, so all right, I am aware of that.
I'm very
aware of that.
You know what?
What?
I think his father contacted me.
Probably. I think you told me.
Tried to get in touch with you. I'm gonna look him up right now. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I've heard.
Fix the mic again, because it keeps flapping down. And maybe if you put it in the middle of your shirt, like
or
in the middle.
Maybe higher up.
No, because it's gonna flap down. See,
okay.
And it's hitting your chain. I can hear it. Like right in the middle. Yeah, like right there. No, turn it up though. Make it go. Yeah, like upwards. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead and talk. Let me see.
Okay.
I think he asked about you. I wanted to get in touch with you.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is my thing. And oh man, sa.neter. It's Oh yeah. Again, let me get back. I rejected thesis in this sa.neter. None of our people, none sa.neter deserve to get scammed. So and you know who should be the least victim or least victimized? There should be none, but the least victimized should be black women. And of what has been said and alleged.
Hold up. Read that right there. That's from
No,
Umar.
you read it now.
All right. I'll read it.
This is your stuff.
Good evening. Wow. You really went in on my son. Can I talk to that brother Herman? This is from Umar Johnson's father.
Oh, wow. Okay. When? It's a while.
It's a while ago.
Okay.
March 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is when? Oh, this is the last show we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You can't
So
leave a message.
why didn't you reach out to him?
I didn't see it until it was too late.
Okay.
You know, I don't be getting my messages like that.
Yeah, you missed half of mine. But okay, all right, again, let me get this out. You still looking, you calling now. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not
I know
calling.
you multitask, right?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, if no one should be a victim, especially somebody coming to support a movement sincerely and with a genuine heart. No, so nobody should be scammed. I gave the examples why I don't think he's engaged in fraud. I told you why I don't think that's a crime.
Damn, bro.
Wait, but I explained, son.
That's why you deserve to get scammed, so you can learn.
But I did explain.
That's what I mean by, it got to happen to you in order for you to wake up.
No, I gave an example. The only example I gave is that fraud is a crime, and you agreed with that several times. And I said, okay, a crime is punishable by financial penalties. Some of them will get you behind bars. We went over that. And we know people hate him, man. If somebody could get him in jail, that last woman, if she could get him in jail tonight, and she was all up in his stuff. So if she wanted evidence to do something related to fraud, to that crime, anybody, if it's that publicly aware, because you have to file papers. So anyway, I don't think it's that mismanagement. Okay, that's a discussion. His ego, it's a discussion. Does he have a Messiah complex? I'm the one, I'm the. I mean, he's been vocal with that. King Kong, Leo, Summit is that now. Leo, you know a Leo that's not over the top? I mean, come on.
And is a Leo.
Okay, and they can be given to excess and given to self-destruction. And again, quite perfect example. Destroying himself. So brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, so yeah, he's exhibiting, yeah, your own father, wouldn't your own father know you? And I bet you a lot of his issues, and they always talk about the women that support him. That's a lot of times, I want to speak, there are men that support him. He got a bunch of women, a bunch of single moms looking for, man, and he's just taking advantage of them, Could there be an element of that in that? I mean, come on, look at your behavior, man. And then the stuff he said about the woman, that was just, why would you say that about a woman, man? Man, okay, I've been rolling with her 3 times, but now you got stuff to say about her hygiene. Oh, it's that bad. But you was ready to boogie at least 3 times. Come on now, brother. You don't got to be a psychologist to know that. You don't have to put that sister through that. And she's looking at her as just one woman. She is a representation of black women. So you forgot that now? Yeah, I'm very disappointed in some of his behavior and his choices. I don't think he's a criminal. I'm sorry. If that part, you deserved it. I just don't think he's a criminal. I don't think in his heart this is look how much embarrassment. Even the last thing you think he wanted to say.
Umar don't care about nobody but himself, brother. He's a selfish person, man. He don't care about nobody.
But then granted, even
he's a manipulator. Okay. He's a liar. I remember when he first lied on me. When he said I tried to interview his baby mother. I don't know, when we first met, brother. He did that to me, and I forgave them and still tried to chop it up with him, and look at what he do.
Okay, you said all he thinks about...
And he apologized to me.
Right, but sa.neter, you said all he thinks about is himself, right?
Yes.
He want to take care of him, right?
That's all he think about.
Okay, then sa.neter, answer me this. Is this a benefit to him? Is this situation around him, 20 people dogging him out, clowning him, mines? I mean, so he did this? So you think this is something he wants for him?
No, he didn't know the reaction. He didn't know the reaction would be this large.
So then everything he does is not for him then? Doesn't that torpedo that what you just presented?
No, it don't.
Okay, well, that dilemma right there, and I think there's an element of that, man. You gotta have a little bit of an ego to seek leadership, man. You think, pick any leader, any profession, especially you get in the military, you get into combat, leadership, you gotta think and feel that you are qualified to lead others, man. And that tends to pull from...
You think he's qualified to lead people?
Currently, no. And it's really hard for me to say that. But no, right now, no. Lead what? No. He needs a thorough introspection that he needs to do. A self-analysis. And you got the credentials to do it on yourself. But now you know what they say about law. A client that will have themselves represent themselves in court has a fool for a client. So maybe him trying to self-diagnose ain't the best thing. Maybe that's why he is where he is now. Because he might be psychologically giving himself passes through, Erickson's a scale of development and stuff. Oh, I can do this, so I can do that. But I wanted to add this too. And good taste prevents us from really speaking into this a lot because you don't want to bring this up, but we know the history of our beloved Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., man. Brilliant. There's no more you can give of yourself than martyrdom and for the cause of peace. And what he stated in his eloquent position in representing black people, but also, sa.neter, what else has history revealed about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? He was a serial adulterer. Multiple women, man. J. Edgar Hoover had tapes, different places, locations, women. Now, okay, again, we ain't got YouTube, we know back then, but they suppose those women. Now, a man gonna say what he gotta say to, especially a man of charisma, of magnetism. Martin Luther King, you got these women around you, but his moral, religious discipline, should've, could've, would've, we can do that too with him. But for whatever reason, it didn't. But that might have been an era where women kind of knew their place. I'm the side, you do that, that's your wife, and blah, blah, blah. But who knows what he might have said to them. I doubt if he was abusive or anything. I'm not trying to bring that dynamic. But he said things as they knew he was a reverend. He's on TV. Not one of those women did not know who this man was and what he represented. And maybe that might have been part of the reason they wanted to get with him and be with him or whatever. So again, this tragic loss recently of Malcolm Jamal Warner. And I'm seeing this all through social media and I'm reading stuff. And I think I remember hearing this, but reading it again reminded me of it. What did it remind me of? Bill Cosby handpicked Malcolm Jamal Warner to play Theo. Handpicked. I see something, you know how many hundreds, maybe thousands of people that would audition for that role from the Cosby? Yeah, okay. And he could have weeded that down. These 50, that 10, you get a second reading. No, he went, this brother's going to play that role. Change his whole life trajectory. And now got him the role. Okay, that's good enough. But guess what else he did? He gave him director's opportunity. So he got to put directorship on his resume on one of the most popular TV shows in TV history. Young black man. That's what Cosby did. These colleges, Bill Cosby gave tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions, I think upwards of 60 to black colleges. You know how many young men and young women that helped? That had careers that were now with grants through that money, or a science lab might have get refurbished, or whatever, that school was enhanced. Bill Cosby did that. But what was revealed about him in his personal life, in his activities? So and I'm not saying it to excuse a man's failing, it's his failing. But so often as a people, we got short memories and we throw everything away with you. Because of your proclivity, your activity, especially with Bill Cosby, this is the 60s, 70s. Come on. Free love, free sex. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing it, but I'm trying to, and John Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, they had a secret door in the White House they was running with. It was a different era. That was Hefner's era. Where Diddy got jammed up, Hefner was having that every weekend. With bunnies running around in, G-strings but that was cool. Brothers were getting Playboy bunnies tattooed on them. That was something to rep. So that era, Bill Cosby, what did he become? Became Bill Cosby. He became, that no good. We're gonna stumble, man. We're gonna stumble. So then that's it. everything you try to do gets dismissed. So yeah, so you know that. The other part of that, I'm a second generation Pan-Africanist, I told you this. So some of my people got their conversion on YouTube or through you on DVD, man. That's how they heard Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark. My father took me to hear Dr. Amos Wilson when I was 17. My father took me there. I'm 17, you know, I'm a teenager. He had me transfixed. He had a way, man. And that's the mark of a master teacher. To take the most complicated and layered thing and present it so that a child can understand it. With wit and humor. He had me laughing. So I seen that magical communicator from the intellectual class. Dr. Umar Johnson has that, man. He has that, sa.neter. I've seen it, and I know he has it. So I'm committed to assisting him in salvaging himself. And you know what, from a human level, if he want to retire, sell his school, give everybody their money back, do whatever, and say, brothers, sisters, I was taking this
that
on.
money is gone,
okay,
brother.
we might get to that. Brothers and sisters, I was over my head. Please forgive me. I'm gonna take
That'll
some
never
time.
happen, brother.
I don't know. Allow me to finish. I'm gonna take some time away from the spotlight. My daughter, I've called The next time you'll see me, if you can find forgiveness in your heart and give me another, something like that.
If you can find forgiveness in your heart, but I'm gonna put my PayPal up right here and my Apple Pay, and I appreciate it if y'all just, you know, whatever you can have, I appreciate it. Man, get the hell out of here, Dr. Umar. Get out of here with that scam. The only thing he got in his heart is how much can I get from my people now? What's the difference between him and T.D. Jakes and Lloyd and Lloyd? Nothing. They all scammers, brother. Him and Polite, they all scammers. And like I said, you deserve to get scammed if you continue to support this foolishness. I'm down with Lemon. I'm with Brother Lemon. I'm with Brother Lemon on this.
Well, okay, if you with that brother, the first thing you got to do is pronounce his name right, and I think it's Lennon.
Oh, Lemon.
I'm with Lemon.
Hey, yo, Lennon, I'm sorry, brother.
I'm with Lemon.
Hey, Lennon, I'm sorry, brother.
I don't care.
If you hear this, Lennon, I apologize, but I'm with you, brother.
Okay.
For real. Enough is enough,
and like I told him, my last correspondent, I said, you know, there's a place for this, man. And I tell you, we can't keep each other checked. We check on each other, and we got to check. And I open the door up for that. It's, brother, you among them, at least a dozen brothers. I know you heard me shouting people out. At least 2 of them went by. Brother, any minute they can say, brother, come over. And get clarity on something that they don't think fits me. Especially if that's your brother, and you know he moving in a way. Nah, brother, come on, let's discuss this. No, okay, now the other part of that. Okay, sa.neter, what end do you want to see? Because I told you the sisters, like, I'm going to destroy him. I want to bring. What do you see as a positive injustice? If you say he's a this, he's a that, what would be a just penalty, or what would be just desserts for what you feel he's engaged in or guilty of? Where do you want to see this? Do you see any redemption in your heart, brother? Or do you want to see him crash and burn? I'm glad you paused. The pause helps me.
I need to see him crash and burn. Lay down for a minute. Lay down for a year or two.
Crash and burn.
No. I ain't gonna say crash and burn.
Change your words,
I would say,
then, brother.
You asked me. Let me ask
the first thing from your heart. Let me crash and burn.
Let me ask you.
I want to pour some gas on the fire.
Nah, let me answer.
I want to stop him out
I want to see
while he
him
burning.
I would like to see Dr. Umar lay down, put the mic down for about a year or two. Take a self-perspective about yourself. Look at yourself, man. Look at what's going on. And then come back with some integrity. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see him burn. I wouldn't say,
thank you,
I don't want to see him hurt
physically
or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I would like to see the brother.
That's what I thought, man. That's what I thought.
Just take a pause, sit back, and look at yourself.
That's
man.
what I thought. So look at that. Now we started this one. We still kind of not on the full page, but we ended up at the same place. Right now, step one, like I told you, if Brissy or Smalls, I only got 45 minutes. I'm over here. Like I said, the first half of that's gonna be, brother, you okay? How you been eating? You been resting? Okay, you cool? Just well-being. But after that, it's gonna be the other stuff. But like you said, just want to see him sit down. You don't need to be out here.
Right.
Take care of yourself, take care of your daughter, your family, your relationship, man. And again, and even I tell you,
go to counseling. He needs counseling,
man. Come on. And if he doesn't know that, that would be surprising and scary.
Yeah.
You can't see what's going on around. But what I say about those designer blockers, man. And you know, you can't, how could you not have an ego? And we're going to use some footage. Remember when he was up in the Bronx, man? 600-700 people packed out. Some was about 70, 80 along the back, hanging on his every word. Extemporaneously. That's how Malcolm used to do it, man. So my reading notes, no, captivated. Because what he spoke was coming right out, and he got to read that stuff. Man, so again, I've seen it. And he got all the ingredients, man. But he brings some of the negative baggage, like a Bill Cosby, man. So, you know, I mean, like a Dr. Martin Luther King. Sometimes the brightest light, not sometimes, this is physics. The brightest light would do what? Cast the darkest shadows, man. So we dealing with that. So I guess people, and maybe that's the venting process, especially if someone who's been giving for years and he's been saying this. So this could be cathartic for them to do these 50 shows and he's this and he's done, he's through, and oh boy, pancake Africanism, pan pizzaism, and all this other stuff. So maybe this has to happen. Polarity again. You've been on that side. And then especially when you do stuff to the black women. My mother sold Avon for years. When you got black women as your support base, and look at the churches. Any business, any product, any service, you got black women locked in, you good. And for years, just on her coworkers in her circle of friends, they just grew and grew. And you know, my mother, very personable. She was just very good with people. But black women were the base. And in the story, that there was another sister who did a production with it. And her story hurt my heart a lot too. Because you can tell she believed in him. And she was locked in. Like we want our women locked in. She believed in his vision. She believed in it with her deeds. She supported him financially. She brought other folks on board to bring their skills and their time. Your time is important, and that didn't have a positive ending. But I heard in her voice a pain. So no, we got to make that right. And then we look at, again, the conscious community. Remember the vibe that the conscious community, kind of the first thing, even before Kemet, man. I don't know if you even remember, sa.neter, but before Kemet, this was even when Pharaoh was just getting his legs under him. But one of the most engaging topics was the black woman is God. And then with Pharaoh, did he manipulate that? A truth, and I say a truth again, metaphorically, God, the Most High, but the black woman, man, her patience alone. And Dr. Sebi was on that. You listen to Dr. Sebi. The people that are really trying to do this work, it has to be for the black woman. It has to be for her. And for the kind of stuff she's had to go through under these phases of oppression that she was there for our time in the sun, in our golden ages over the thousands of years. Yeah. But for the last 500, man, the last 500, what the black woman has had to endure on our behalf, and still bring forth our children under oppression, and then we're supposed to still have some kind of psychological construct to walk through this stuff healthily? No, all of us are healing. Dr. Umar Johnson is healing, and he's manifesting a lot of
he's not healing, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
He's in need. Maybe he hasn't started that process.
Admitted.
Maybe
See, one thing you got, when I say you got to take a step back for at least a year, put the mic down, and then look at yourself, look at your inner self. But you got to admit to yourself that you was doing this wrong. This is all wrong. And you got to admit it. And if you can't admit it, then you're not ready yet. You're still not ready yet. You got to admit you were wrong in some of the things you did to the people. And that's a hard thing for a Leo to do.
Yeah, and I listen for that.
I've been around polite long enough to know these Leos, man, they think they right in everything, brother. You remember we had them up your house one time and you brought some tough questions to them about scamming and all that, But they don't see it. Do Umar got to go through what Polite went through in order for him to see it? I'm not talking about as far as the molesting. I'm talking about going through the prison walls and coming around. Is that what got to take place?
Let's definitely hope. So if you need somebody, you need a rider to just try to lay people out, let me carry the first aid kit. So when you're finished, I'm gonna try to jump out and try to at least get them to the emergency room and then up a book. I don't this fratricide we do on YouTube. I don't want to be a part of that. But hey, do we need to be checked? Yes. Is there a place for men to step to men? Yes. I just repeat quick the two examples I gave, and I don't bring them up in something but Dr. Martin Luther King.
Close out.
And his situation. Bill Cosby and his situation. These men still also contributed greatly in ways that still stand to this day. I envision Dr. Umar Johnson having a vision of creating a school that would do that. So I saw that as an institutional step. So my support of him is of that. But that is superseded by his well-being. And like you said, he needs to take time, self-care, self-reflection, and that'll have to be with a microphone in front of his face or a camera. But I believe, is it fraudulent? I don't know. I believe he's in need of some, but all that stuff, have some one person you can pick up and say, man, I need 10 grand in this, or could you remember Clint, for the Million Youth March, he got a $50,000 cashier's check from Master P. We went over there to the Western Union to pick it up before we went to the stage. Mm-hmm. That's kind of clout. See, when your people believe in you a certain way, that's, money, but if they don't believe in you like that, why haven't they? Because we got enough brothers and sisters that could have wrote Oprah, and I don't want to start naming names because that's those people's money. And he speaks kind of, aggressively towards them and what they represent. But I know me, if I came into some money, and this is the last point, I know you said wrap up. If I came into hit one of these crazy lottos, I'll still get to school. The first thing I would do, I say, now let's sit down and talk. Get the list of anybody who wants their money back.
Told you deserve to be scammed.
Okay, yeah, but guess what? So guess how the scamming will continue. Get the list of everybody who's ever donated to you. Okay, you got that list. Give a 48-hour week, whatever period, anybody that wants a refund, they get it immediately, no questions asked. Boom, boom, boom. Get that out of it. And the people that say, no, I don't want them to keep, I believe it. I see you're moving now. And Dr. Umar, here, what you need? This is a meal, go, you'll travel. But you, check it. You're going to still be the spokesman. This is still your vision. Then, resumes, and guess what? You're going to get a signing bonus. Five G's for them. And I'm just to get this going, I still see this, man. We need this.
So you'll give that to Umar instead of giving it to me.
Oh yeah, you too, man. Because guess what? You're gonna document it. You're gonna come down in your Bentleys. They're like, yo, Smalls, I was wrong.
Nah. I would get me a big room where I could bring in interviews, powerful interviews.
Of course.
Man.
But anyway,
I would set up a real studio, brother.
But that's where my heart would be. If I came